What up, people? What up, people? It's your boy Russell, man. How y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling? Yes, I am here. Yes, I am there. Yes, I am awesome. Yes, I am rare. Yes, I am honored. Yes, I'm revered. You cannot conquer, don't go there. I show teeth, but I don't show fear. We don't drop tears from up here, top tier. You can get drunk when I shoot from the hip or the lip, but the flip is the hops, not beer. Make you look stupid making this music. You dreaming, I'm lucid. You seen it, I do it. You scheme, I'm not stupid. I peeped it. The eyes to all of the secrets, all the lies call on the weakness of the teller. I tell you, a tale was told on tall tales, entailing a beast with a tail, dragging his hell, dragging his head, dragging his legs, dragging his tail, leading a trail straight to the truth, back to his lair where at best at rest he'll lie in himself, protect your neck like Wu said. They trying to just help. Rah. And while you at that, inspect the deck, rely on yourself, cause you can get back to the trap. Look at that. Your life is a trap, or you can get out of that trap. Come on, your life back on track. What you gonna do with that? Now that you got focus, you can't lose it back, and that's not your fight, red, white, and blue. They only want you because you're blue and black. Then you come back, black and blue, and they can't get back what they asked from you. Is that rational? You know what I mean? Speaking on Tekashi 6ix9ine situation, I don't really think it's like a situation to throw a whole bunch of I told you so's and stuff on. Particularly, um, for him, it is what it is, or it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But there's a lot of artists and young, influenceable people out there um, who want to make it in this music industry, who want to see themselves, you know, have a future in this, and they're willing to compromise their image, themselves, their health, their safety, um, for a little taste of that, whether it be the money or the fame. Um, and a lot of that has come from this new technological era where people are getting on the internet, getting, in the Googles and all of this here, there, and that, and trying to create an image for themselves, trying to create a following for themselves. You know what I mean? What's up? Somebody just came in the room. Holler at me. Let me know who you are. Thank you for coming and taking the seat. Today we're talking about how you can succeed in the music industry without compromising yourself, um, your family, or your health, or your paper. How to get the bag and the freedom all at the same time. So thank you for joining us. And yeah, we're gonna wait for some more people to get in. I'll just kind of keep talking about the topic. But whoever just came in the room, if you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button and give me a comment. Oh, it's my dude Movado. What's up, man? How you feeling, fam? Yeah, man. Let me know what you think, man. Have you heard about the Tekashi 6ix9ine situation, bro? If for those of you that aren't familiar with the Tekashi 6ix9ine situation, it's kind of an epic tale. I do not care to share every detail. But what I will tell you is this: is we got a young artist out of New York who has made a sensation for himself worldwide by releasing really, really gang heavy, violent music, which isn't really the problem with his situation. Particularly, it's the taunting people and um, getting himself in a situation where multiple gang factions, including his own, all wanted to see his demise and were willing to participate in that. And now he's in jail facing racketeering charges for the rest of his life. He's facing, he's fighting for the rest of his life, facing racketeering charges, and he's got if that's not the case, then the case would be he would be on the streets where his life is in jeopardy. And he did all of this for the money and for the fame. He did all of this to get where he's at now. So um, if we could have shown him a snippet of where he was headed, would he have still made that decision? And another question is, if we could have shown him the the right way to get where he wants to go, would he have chose that direction? These are questions I don't know the answers to, but I do know that myself, my dude Movado, that's in the room right now, we got information that can help people. And there's more than just us. There's plenty of people out there. You just gotta listen to your OGs, man. You got plenty of information that can help lead you to success, particularly in the field of music, but really in whatever field you're in. I'm gonna stop and read these comments for a second. Yeah, they can arrest a young rapper for portraying to be a real criminal, and also they did arrest everybody that he was associated with. So yeah, everybody's in jail, and they're put together as co-defendants, but they don't even. The only people that are in the gang are the actual gang members, and they're all wanting at his throat. So they eventually had to separate him and put him into some sort of protective unit within the jail, even though he's not cooperating with the police. So yeah, I don't condone none of it. I don't condone what the police are doing. I don't condone what the OGs of this young man are doing. I don't condone. Oh right, yeah. I don't condone. Movado said he's talking about the big gang. Um, yeah, right. I don't. I don't condone none of it, man. I don't. I don't condone what the kids are doing, but um, I have developed and worked with many artists in my time. We've developed campaigns for their music and for their growth that were effective and that they could build on as a platform from there. I'm not going to bring any of those artists into this conversation. However, there are, I'm not going to say easy ways, but there are safe ways to make your descent in any industry. If you just come in Bogart and, you know what I'm saying, sometimes the growth, the rate of growth needs to be supported by a strong foundation. And sometimes that foundation doesn't have to be in family. Sometimes that foundation doesn't have to be with money. And it doesn't have to be in some sort of business backing. That foundation could come from a pure heart and a sound mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read this comment. Right. The lifestyle, Movado says, but the lifestyle is what is portrayed as the thing. Um, right. Actually, the one so-called in charge is in jail as well, facing racketeering charges as well. Um, but right, you hit the nail right on the head. It's the fact that um, what these guys are doing is portrayed as the thing. I remember when the bling era hit, like in the 2000s, like late 90s, early 2000s, and we were letting a lot of music slide that sonically, um, actually I can kind of get with sonically now, with it being like 20 years later, but at the time it was completely different and it was interrupting the sound of the time. Um, and maybe the music was for a newer generation, so that's why myself and my cohorts couldn't necessarily 100% vibe with that music. But people would, instead of, because there's plenty of arguments that could have sold me on this music, but the argument that people went for was, well, they making money. And it wasn't that argument that bothered me, because people are going to argue all types of stuff. It's the fact that that argument was sufficient for people. People thought that that argument made sense. And it was in my logic that, okay, well, if such and such is making all this money, that makes him uh, the best rapper, or whatever they were trying to claim the person was at the time. So why isn't Bill Gates considered the best rapper? Why isn't Elon Musk considered the best rapper? Like, success at any cost is not success. It's a selling of one's soul. You know what I'm saying? So right, exactly. So, and that's our responsibility, as elders of our family and as elders of our community, is to say, I have no problem supporting you and what you want to do with the music, but I do have a problem supporting you wanting to do it like that, because um, that's not you. Now, if it was you, I probably would ask you to change. But since that's not you, it's even easier. No, you're not going to portray yourself like that. I figured you was trying to allude on to that, but they don't self govern. So you know, um, and we ain't as a group, and that being all the people of America aren't going to do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? We agree with that same philosophy that I was just talking about, which is if you got the money, you got the power, and so and with everything else comes that. So, but there's things that you can do to get where you want to go. First of those, one of the most important things that you got to do is first be confident. Secondly, okay, you got to have some capital. All right, and you got to be prepared. You got to be ready to do what it is you say you do at the drop of a dime, at a moment's notice. Um, you got to present yourself in the right business way, and we can get into all of those step by step. But today I want to focus on the things not to do. All right, Movado, you hit the nail on the head. Don't be someone that you're not. Be yourself, because we're all capable of dealing with the consequences that come with being who we are. And every person has consequences for being who they are. But none of us, not the hardest one of us, are okay with having the consequences from being who we're not. Whatever you be is going to come with benefits and consequences. And you can't skirt the consequences for being who you are ever. And you can't skirt the consequences of being who you're not. So I strongly advise anybody, first off, have a strong sense of self and don't pretend to be something you're not. All right? Secondly, you put the capital on yourself and get to know the ins and outs of how your money equates to your money. All right? So you know how the booking works, okay? You got to know how the shows work, okay? You might even want to know how the DJ loads the MP3 to the Serato deck. All right? You might not be the guy to do it, but let's say he can't make it. You might want to know the ins and outs of every little piece of your business, and don't be comfortable that your guy is going to take care of it. Your guy might take care of it. Your guy might be trustworthy, but your guy might have some life things that he may have to tend to as well. So it would bequeath you to know all the ins and outs of your business. Right. Right. They call it show business for a real good reason, because it's all a show. But you think when Melly Mel dropped a message that he was playing, you think that was a show? That wasn't a show. If it was a show, it was more of an expose, right? Exposing what's going on, right? And now we got the same thing. Like, we could really look at Tekashi as an artist and look at his videos, especially the early ones, and you see broken glass everywhere, gang members on the stairs like they just don't care. But they can stand the smell. They love the noise, and they don't want to move out even if they have a choice. And that's the difference. Right. And that somebody is going to wax their palms with your money. You got to handle your business yourself. And that's just in the beginning, because if you're going to get success eventually, it's going to be too much for you to handle on your own. But at that very point, you'll be able to pay trusted and vetted people who know that you know how to do those numbers. So when they bring in their monthly reports or their quarterly reports, you can look at it and interpret it. I saw a video of the young man in question, Tekashi, counting money, and he was putting stack 1,000 right there, and he had about 4,000 stacked on the table. He had about looked like about 50,000 or 100,000 in his hand, and he's trying to count it. And he had 4,000 on the table, okay, and he lost count, and he couldn't remember how to get back to his count. So the guy quickly grabbed the stack, said, "Here, look, this is 1,000, boop boop boop. This is 1,000. This is 1,000." The last 4,000 was made up of different denominations than the other stacks was. So he then counted that down like this is that 1,000. That's 4,000. And when the guy showed him that, the camera panned back, and the kid was sitting there looking dumbfounded. Like he still didn't know what was going on. So let's say he knows how much he gets paid per show. Let's say he's okay with the fee that the agent gets, and he understands that all these other people get their little fees as well. The entertainment lawyer, this, that, and the other. They all get a little fee off of every little payment, right? Let's say he understands that. But at the end of the day, he still can't count the money. You got to handle your business. So for the young cats that's watching this that are still in school, if you want to be a great rapper, good. Learn to rap. Get your vocabulary up. Do that. But get your math. Get your math. Get every bit of your math. Understand your percentages. Understand how to break down percentages. What's this percent of that? What's this percent of that? Get your math. Because ain't nobody, a gangster or a lawyer, gonna do business without money. All right? You got to be able to break up your money. You got to know your money, know where your money is, where your money's going, how to get a bank account. You might want to know about CDs and how to make investments. How does your money come back? At what percentage rate? Annually or quarterly? You want to know these things um, if you intend to be in around the business for a while. So another don't. Uh, Man, so many don'ts. There are so many don'ts. Don't start a business that's illegal using legal money. Do not start a business that is illegal using legal money. Because in the end of the day, once you get successful, if you get successful at that illegal business, you're going to be looking to launder that money into clean money so that you can put into a clean business. But you won't be able to put it into that clean business you just dirtied the money out of. So you're going to be in need of two legit enterprises and one dirty enterprise. When you can easily just keep one clean enterprise and keep everything streamed, safe, and secure for your family and for your future. Do not clean dirty money. Don't dirty clean money. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't dirty up your clean money. All right? Another thing, this may come as a surprise. Don't taunt real killers. All right? If you want to be figuratively speaking in your music and you're going to get them and you this and that and the third, okay, cool. If you got some artistic integrity to what you're saying, if there's a message, even if there's not a message and there's something artistic and integral about what you're doing, then I'm sure you'll have success from that. But don't fall for your character and start threatening real people in real life, because that's not gonna go. You know what I mean? That'll never work. So I've always, as a lyricist, I always tried to write. I always write from a perspective of who I am instead of who I want to be. even if I have to mention my shortcomings. Um, and that's although that's good advice, that's not advice that the youth aren't taking. In fact, the youth take, I think, invented that piece of advice because there's a lot of young artists out there that don't mind highlighting their shortcomings and telling you about who they really are and how they want to grow as a person. A great example of that would be XXX Tentacion, or I don't know exactly how you pronounce his name, but I have listened to his music, and the stuff is really good. He has a unique talent, and he doesn't mind highlighting his flaws to show you as the viewer how you could better yourself, but also to have you as the viewer not buy into the character that you may think that he's trying to portray. Maybe he's a real person. And unfortunately, the young man was gunned down due to the circumstances surrounding our environments. You know, um, it's our responsibility um, as pillars of this community to make ourselves available to be heard. Um, and unfortunately for artists like Tekashi, he could have listened to a lot of elders. There was plenty of great advice that was given to him in public, and I'm sure in private. But he just didn't take none of it, and so I don't really see his future going so well from here. But I really think that this is a great sign for all the other talented young artists that may have the potential to blow up like he did. You know what I'm saying? Just take look. I mean, you don't even got to listen to my words. Look at his life. Look at what happened. Let that be the blueprint. Don't do that stuff. Don't do that stuff. That stuff will get you tossed, where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Or worse, where X is. You know what I mean? And I mean, I got friends that have lived these stories already, going back decades. And I've learned these lessons already from them, going back decades. And so it's sad for us when we can't prevent it, when we're looking at the screen, or in Fat Joe's case, he's sitting right next to the young man. He's saying it can only end one way, but he didn't listen. So, you know, that is what it is, I suppose. But it didn't have to be that way. It definitely didn't have to be that way. So. Karate chopping out of my pencil, spitting all math. Bobby tried to tell me my body was the artifact. Ready for the integration, I think she called it that. Inspiring the next generation, put him on the map. We the next millennium and he keep it on track. Bars spit hard, split line, hit the quarterback. Running back. Quadruple vision, saw all the paths. Yeah, nobody Mandela effect, cause I'm all of that. Tupac through the Hail Mary, I caught the pass. Acacia Library secretary, record the past. These ain't assorted facts. She ain't reporting back. Snatch took the whole download, never bought the app. Can't kill a code breaker, I thank the Lord for that. Still holding down the Stargate with a horseman at. My policy is no apologies, and I saw to that. But none of y'all backstabbing soldiers get swords back. I'm known to endure last, outdoor blowing door gas, and indigo light blast, and meditate towards that. Talking what's that smell your breath? No, it's your ass. Pranayama spit a Taurus tube out my thorax. A drip of hot bar, melt the star, check the forecast. Right on mic like a meteorite right before crash. Grounded in this dimension, others I soar past. I don't use the force and I choose my easy resources. I'm weaving in different dimensions, even in yours, dragging evil to court. Last in freedom, these poor dragons unclasp them pockets. What you find in it's your cash. Never find that buried treasure deep in my Jordache. Never cast stones cause it's prone to hit your glass. Never fast cash cause it's gonna be pure. Hey, once again, it's a new edition. Russell, I'm gonna be back tomorrow, sometime in the morning. Thank you. Hey, my man Movado, I'ma holler at you, bro. Um, you'll get at me. I got the same number. Every number I've ever had, I have it. So if you've got three numbers for me, all of them will work.